On, everybody, man? It's your boy Miraculous D, man. Hey, man, y'all already know, man. I had to sit up there, man, and come over here and talk about this Marcus Jordan and Larsa Pippen situation, man. Y'all know I had to sit up there and do that. Be sure to go ahead and hit the like button. Be sure to go ahead and hit the damn subscribe button and turn on that motherfucking notification bell, man. You know what I mean? So that you don't ever miss any of the content that we put out. Because you already know, man, we damn near one of the first to do it. Anyway, man, let's go ahead and tap in real quick, man, and see what happened with Mike, man. Let's see what's going on with Mike.
Hey, Mr. Jordan, what do you think about Marcus and Larsa Pippen together? You approve of it?
No.
You don't approve? Do you think he's going to ask her to marry him? Hey, Mr. Jordan, what do you think about Marcus and Larsa Pippen together? You approve of it?
No.
You don't approve? Do you think he's going to ask her to marry him?
Man, Mike said no. Mike ain't with that shit, man. You know, Mike don't want no parts of it, at all. Mike said no. All right? Yeah, Mike said no. And I know a lot of people have been, under the false impression that Mike was cool with this, that the mother was cool with this and all of that type of stuff. But, Mike said no, man. And not too long ago, Marcus and Larsa was sitting up there talking about, having a baby and all types of shit like that.
Establish my own name outside of being Michael Jordan's son. And so for me, Trophy Room gave me that opportunity as my business. And so I've always nurtured it and treated it as my child. And, obviously that's not the same as having an actual baby, but it's occupied all of my time and
you put all your energy into that.
Exactly. And so having a child was always so far out of my mind frame that, I always like to joke, and you've heard me say it before. I've made it 32 years. I'm trying to keep the streak going. But, there's definitely, thoughts that I'm having around, is it a possibility? How soon?
But just so you know, time is clicking.
Oh, I know.
It's ticking and clicking.
Ticking and clicking.
I don't know. I feel like I have 4 kids, but I love being a mom, and I feel like I would be open to having maybe one more child.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I feel like I would be open to it. I feel like I've
established my own name outside of being Michael Jordan's son. And so for me, Trophy Room gave me that opportunity as my business. And so I've always nurtured it and treated it as
she might be open to it, but Mike is not open to it. Okay. Mike is not with it. All right. Mike don't want no parts of that. All right. At all. And one thing about Mike, and Marcus and Jasmine and Jeffrey, the relationship has always been, amazing. Mike isn't one of those type of fathers that's not active in his child's life. He's active in all of their lives. You know what I mean? So, I do know that Mike's opinion is very much, respected in this situation. You know what I mean? But one thing I do have to say is, whenever you've been sitting up there piping somebody down and, they've been, doing this and doing that with your private section and, things like that, it's kind of hard for you to just say, you know what, well, Dad said no, so, I got to cut you off. You know what I mean? I know it's going to be pretty tough to do that for Marcus. You know what I mean? He's been dealing with this older woman, and I know she's been, putting some things, on him, because one thing about Larsa, she's very experienced. I don't know if y'all remember, but let me go ahead and refresh in your memory.
I've always had sex 4 times a night.
4 times a night?
Yeah, so 3 times a week is
Hold
nothing.
on. You're telling me you had sex 4 times a night
I'm
when you were married?
She's just saying she could, Brady. I had sex 4 times a night, every night. I never had a day off. For 23 years.
Wait,
What?
Every night.
What? Your poor vagina.
You had sex 28 times a week
Yeah, I swear.
for
But with
23 years?
Yeah.
So on the road too, when he was traveling? I don't know.
We never spent time away from each other. Like we had a private plane. I traveled with my
Oh,
kids.
Lord. Yeah, man. So, she's very experienced. You know what I mean? So she's been putting that thing, on Marcus, that same thing that she was putting on Pippen, you know what I mean, she's been putting it on Marcus. And one thing about Jordan, you know what I mean, he's not with all that. You know what I mean? So the king has spoken, and that's just what, Mike said. So I wonder, what's gonna come about, of this situation here, you know what I'm saying? Because that's his son, you know what I mean? One thing about Mike don't play, you know what I'm saying? Mike will cut your ass off. You better ask Charles Barkley. You know what I mean? I know it's a different situation, you know what I mean, with his son and things like that. However, you know what I'm saying, Mike will cut your ass off. You know what I mean? The way that, Marcus gets paid is because of Jordan. The trophy room, that's Jordan shoes, you know what I'm saying? If Mike say, you know what, nigga, you don't want to listen, you know what I mean? I'm just not gonna send no more shoes over there. You know what I mean? Then Marcus he's not gonna really have, much left. You know what I mean? So, I don't know what's gonna happen to this. I don't know if this is, Marcus's way of like getting in the industry, because one thing that you have to have is, some shit for people to talk about. You know what I mean? And if you have some shit for people to talk about, you know what I mean, just like that, you know what I mean, you got your name, out there. And what better person, to be at odds with than Michael Jordan? You know what I mean? So of course, this is going to, shock a lot of people, and then people are gonna be like, who, Mark? Oh yeah, his son is Marcus. You know what I'm saying? It's going to, turn into a whole lot of clout for Marcus. You know what I'm saying? He's already said that he kind of wants to branch, from just being, Michael Jordan's son. So maybe he's gonna come out, just kind of saying, hey, I want to do what I want to do, Dad. You can't tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling, man. But one thing about Mike don't approve. Mike said no. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, Mike, he ain't with that, man. You know, he's just not with it. But let me go ahead and use this moment to say, what's going on, Jasmine? You know what I mean? Yeah, I just want to sit up there, you know what I mean, to say that. You know what I mean? What's going on, Jasmine? You know what I mean? And yeah, you know what I mean? That's just my Instagram. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing too big. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. It's just my Instagram, man. You know what I mean? Everybody, man, be sure to sit up there, man, and follow, me on Instagram. You know what I mean? It's best to do that, man. But shout out to the Jordans. You know what I mean? Shout out to, everybody, man, that's, set up there, man, and tuned in. If you want to be a blessing to me, man, right now, the best way to do that is just by reaching my Cash App, Miraculous D23. All right, and that's going to sit up there, man, and hit my pockets pretty much immediately. I don't get paid off of YouTube, man, so all of the support, it comes from you guys, man. I really appreciate you guys for tapping in, tuning in. We will be back later on. Shout out to that man's YP. You know what I mean? YP ain't in the building right now. You know what I mean? But be sure to sit up there, man, and hit YP as well, man. You guys take care. Stay blessed. We out.